Hello there, this is Charles Ross. I'm a service hydrologist with the National Weather Service in State College, Pennsylvania, with a hydrologic outlook issued on Friday, January 29th. With the heavy snow we had last weekend, we have a substantial snowpack across parts of southern and eastern Pennsylvania. And we're looking at a pretty significant change in the weather beginning on Sunday with warmer temperatures for much of the week, as well as some rainfall in the middle of the week, probably around Wednesday. The combination of all this will produce rivers and stream rises and some flooding concerns across parts of southern and eastern Pennsylvania, and we'll continue to monitor this for flooding concerns. Here's a list of the National Weather Service State College counties that we service. The flood threat for next week will be across our southern counties where we have the deep snowpack. One tool we use to monitor snow conditions is from the National Operational Hydrologic Remote Sensing Center in Minneapolis. They produce snow graphics that we can use to monitor both snow depth and snow water equivalent. Looking at their snow depth chart, we'll see a solid 10 to 20 inch snowpack across southern Pennsylvania with some even higher totals in spots. This translates to snow water equivalents of 2 to 3 inches and with some totals over 3 inches in places across southern Pennsylvania. The National Weather Service produces river forecasts out to 72 hours. Beyond that, we can use a tool called the Meteorological Model Ensemble River Forecast Viewer to get an idea of what might happen in the medium and long range outlook. Here, we're looking at a map of our forecast points, and you'll see some of these points are color coded. The orange shows that there is a possibility of the river reaching minor flood levels sometime during the forecast period. So if we look further at this, and this happens to be a Soterra Creek at Hershey. So what we're looking at here is a variety of graphs produced by this Ensemble river forecast system. First, we're looking at some forecast hydrograph data, and you'll see that next week we're looking at rises from the snowmelt, and then when the rainfall hits in the middle of the week, we should see water levels rise close to flood stage on Soterra Creek near Hershey. Again, you'll notice there's a large spread in the forecast. So as you go out in time, expect the spread to increase. So again, this is just a guidance tool, but it definitely shows that there is a possibility of having some significant rises on Soterra Creek next week. Looking at the precipitation simulations, you'll see it's forecasting most of the rain to occur between the third and the fourth next week, generally in the Wednesday time frame. Here again is another look at river simulations. With this simulation, you actually get to see the individual forecasts and what they're predicted to do. So you'll see there's a good number of forecasts that take the river close to 7 feet, pretty close to the flood stage. Another look at the precipitation intensities in 6-hour time periods. This is an interesting graph here. It shows the current modeled snowpack is around 2.25 inches of liquid water, and as temperatures warm next week, we see a variety of different possibilities. Most of them definitely indicate that our snow will be melting there as the temperatures warm up. Finally, here's a look at our temperatures for next week. So we're looking at a prolonged period with temperatures above freezing. Here's the National Weather Service State College Hydrograph Viewer that you can go to at this website here. When you load it up, the first thing you'll see are the river gauges on the main stem of the Susquehanna River. And again, you can get a quick look at the different water levels at each of the main stem Susquehanna gauges. And then you can click basin by basin to see what the gauges are currently at and what the forecasts are. For example, Codorus Creek, or let's go to Conestoga River at Lancaster. You'll see that the forecast here is pretty straight for the next 72 hours, pretty flatlined, as temperatures are going to remain cold this weekend. To get a bigger view of the area and all the river gauges we see, you can go to the National Weather Service AHAP's webpage, water.weather.gov, to see all of the different river gauges that we have. If you hover over any of these gauges, you'll get a chance to see the actual hydrograph in the corner. For example, here's the gauge at Hoagstown, and you can see again pretty flat here through the weekend. So in summary, here's a list of the links that I covered today: the snow analysis, the Ensemble River Viewer, the National Weather Service State College Hydrograph page, and the AHAP's webpage. So to quickly summarize, we have a pretty significant snowpack across southern and eastern Pennsylvania. We're looking at warmer temperatures next week. Looks like the rain will arrive around Wednesday. This, in combination with the warm temperatures, will result in snow melt. And how the snow melts, how fast it melts, how that all develops next week will determine what our flood threat is. It looks like it will increase next week, and certainly minor drainage and some small basin flooding is possible. At this point, we urge everybody just to monitor weather and river forecasts as we head through next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.